on how Gluto plays this match.
In tabbed in here, I'm interested to see what stage we've been, what stage we'll start with here too, because
It's probably
I feel like
PS2.
we haven't really seen these two archetypes go against each other yet. So, at least in our block yet today. So, I'm going to start with, you know, PS2's cooler older brother.
Younger brother. It's Small Battlefield's the baby stage of the bunch. It's one of the most recently released ones in terms of Smash in general. So
yeah.
Babyfield going to be coming out in style here. A nice start from Shari, and then Gluto starts chasing down, does 85% with a single combo, and now has you at KO%. You got to be very careful with how you approach this.
Yeah, and it really feels like Gluto has no problem thus far dealing with the unique movement options, the floatiness, the side Bs, and the up Bs of Skari.
I think he's kind of, as odd as it sounds to say, I think he's playing ignorantly here. And that's sometimes what you have to do against more unique style characters like Sora, is just go, like, give him a little bit of a thumbs up, like, okay, great movement, man. And then just play like you do normally, just completely ignore it and play your game as you would do otherwise. Because if you start respecting those movement options more, they can start doing some crazier stuff. So Gluto doing the right thing and just playing like Gluto.
I mean, that's true. And paralysis by analysis, like that's how it can be when you're playing against some of these characters. I think like the Steves of the world, the Soras of the world, you can get overwhelmed with all of these unique options that you don't see all too often. But you realize your combos they work the same.
Yeah, I think that's something a lot of players like struggle with, is recognizing that their buttons, like especially between like last stock and first stock situations. We saw Skari struggle with it a little bit against the Incin, where like he was very much a last stock player. Yeah. Where like, yeah, hey man, your buttons do the same thing on your first stock as they do on your final stock. You can play the same way.
100 yards is 100 yards. Doesn't matter where you're playing it. Oh, that turn! I love that forward air and then turn around hunting for back air there too. I think one thing that's very underrated in Gluto's game, we always talk about the air speed and the air drift of Wario, but he is elite on tech chases. Like you cannot run from this guy with like Wario dash attack being such a good option to kill sometimes, and down tilt being a good combo tool for certain options.
Down tilt dash attack, that's the bread and butter that we've seen so many Wario players do throughout the course of Ultimate. To find some early and some late KOs, and now Skari is able to take this first stock, so he is able to bring us to even stocks, but it's anything but even percents. He's only one singular touch away from losing this stock, and as we approach the 3-minute mark of this game, we will also start to see Waft become more and more of a factor. If Skari loses this stock here, he'll probably find himself losing the next one to Waft in short order. Definitely needs to start making up some mileage sooner rather than later, and
mileage,
just eats that bike on the back drift.
The lease is up, man. I'm done with this one. I gotta get a new one.
I'm trading in the title.
I gotta get the new model. Stuck on the platform here too. We saw command grab come out to really good effect when Sora was above Gluto.
Gluto now looking for any option in neutral to start comboing Skari yet again, but he's giving him a lot of space because he recognizes that he doesn't really need to be the one on the aggressive here. So he's not like full committing to anything so far. He's just doing this kind of game of dash in, dash out, dash in, dash out.
And I do like how Skari is jumping here too. It kind of doesn't let Gluto do that thing that I was talking about earlier with the grounded chases, where it's not really where you're expecting Wario to be the most effective, but it is lethal nonetheless. See, being hunted here.
Just pulls the trigger on the wall. Yeah, he wanted the hitbox extension on the bike being on the platform. Skari not going to bite though, so is going to be able to continue.
Following.
Be careful of be very careful of holding shield on platform against a Wario, because they will just neutral be you in those situations. That command grab, very, very potent chase option, especially if you are just holding shield often.
Yeah, and Skari had already experienced the situation once a little bit earlier in this game on that left platform too, so it is fresh in the mind.
88%, not too much to do. It's definitely still anyone's game. Gluto has to be careful not to put the cart before the horse here. Saw him go for that like little bit of a stylish waft kill earlier, but maybe should have saved it, maybe should have held on to it to continue to threaten. Because Skari definitely started playing a lot differently as soon as Waft was no longer a threat. You saw them no longer respect that neutral game that Gluto was playing, but regardless, it's just a single neutral get up caught by a back air, and that's Gluto taking game number 1.
He even had half waft at that point as well. Maybe I was thinking maybe that was the reason that we used the waft, because I mean, if I'm just gonna sit here with it and he's already at such high percent, I can kill with anything. Doesn't have to be waft, so we can maybe get something going for the next stock, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting to see how different players play around the waft.
Yeah.
But that was very smart from Gluto, because he forced the get up option with the bike. You could have jumped, but I think jump also would have been caught by Bear. And the distance that Gluto was standing at, he was ready to cover cover roll with an F tilt. So I think that was kind of just a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you stayed on ledge, you got hit by bike. If you did neutral get up attack, or jump, you got hit by back air. If you rolled, you got hit by F tilt. It was really just down to Gluto's execution in that situation. As long as he reacted correctly to the option that was coming out, he was going to find the KO there, and find it he did to close out game number 1. So we're going to be moving to game number 2 on Skari's counter pick, which it's going to be interesting to see what stage Sora will choose against the Wario here.
It's interesting too. I would wonder what would Gluto's advantages be on these triplats as opposed to mine, because I mean, you're seeing it to start here, already getting juggled, and the big problem I feel like that last game was Skari was above Gluto too much. He was just getting juggled, so these platforms could offer a landing situation, but Gluto can extend just that much more.
Oh, speaking of extending just that much more, he's searching for this 0 to death here, has yet to let Skari find a hit, and it's going to be the dare to 2 frames, still not enough to KO with some great DI. Yeah. Skari is able to regain their footing on stage, finds that nair, and 0 to death denied.
Yeah, finally drew on blood there on Gluto, but this is going to be a tall mountain, and these platforms, that might be the reason. Not going to be able to continue the juggle there, but I did see the idea. Yeah, it just feels like Skari's isn't playing too bad here, but it just feels like, oh, I will start at 100.
You know, sometimes you just gotta pay the tax against combo-heavy characters like Wario, against like any of that sort of archetype of character. It's an inevitability that you're going to be at 155 before you really get to play the game. And at 155, you get that little thing called Rage. So if Skari can take use of it, which he doesn't there, it could be a very potent tool, but Gluto does find the bear to close out the stock. I will point out that Skari, despite very nearly being 0 to death to start out the game, has already brought Gluto to 100%. That triple digit, not easy to do.
No, yeah, easily in kill percent at this point if we do find the right conversion. Air dodge back in, half waft online. Gluto still hunting. Jump has been used, trying to be reverse around. It will get us another landing.
Oh, tries to catch the jump in with air, but actually, did you?
Please,
hang on.
Stop! What are you doing?
Let's break that down for a second there. So,
I need sports science.
Gluto managed to drift out before Nair 2 hit. I don't know if that was some crazy SDI or just regular DI. I would have to look at it in super slow-mo for it. But either way, so not only was he able to do that, but then he also canceled the final hits of Up B with the ledge grab to send Skari at one of the weirdest angles I've ever seen out of Up B. That was just like weird interaction after weird interaction. But we come back to the present moment with Skari finding an Up B to take out that stock there, bringing us to even stocks.
There to start here too. Wario too low percent to have that knockback be any sort of option to get out, having to eat the percent. Wow, just sniping below the ledge there too. That's like the second time I've seen something really crazy hit the corner. Wow, drifting below as well.
He didn't grab ledge there. That's so unfortunate for Skari. Now he finds himself only with 31% on Gluto's second stock, holding on to a fresh third. Waft is now fully on the board. We're hitting that 4-minute mark remaining on the timer, so could very well find himself losing this game and this set in short order.
Trying to clean up here. I mean, we've seen the comebacks be made before on these percentages, but it just kind of seems like the stock advantage is never really in favor. And we will see you in loser's bracket, my friend. It was an honor to cast you.
We're gonna see that again on the replay here in a second, and let me just drop some advice on all you lovely people in the chat. If you are playing against a Wario who has full waft, it does not matter what percent you are at. Do not throw out those laggy options that'll put you in fast fall when you're that far above landing. Because Gluto obviously immediately recognized that situation, caught it with the up air, followed that up with the waft, took the game, but it didn't have to be the up air conversion. Gluto could have done just about anything with Wario's superior speed to catch that landing, and there was nothing Scary could have done because he was in special fall. The best he could do is try and drift in an unexpected direction and hope Gluto makes a mistake, but a player of Gluto's caliber doesn't make mistakes in those situations like that, so the best thing for you to do is just don't be in special fall in that case.
It's hard, too, because you're in such a position at the time and place of the map, and I was talking earlier, the platform conversion kind of is what did you in there, able to bring you up high enough to get that waft off, but it's just so hard against Gluto, man. I'm sure it's like beating a dead horse for some of these French and these European players, but it's just like, there's levels to this game. There really is.
Some players are good, some players are better, and some players are great.
Some players just get it, dude.